Good morning, everybody. It's the last trading day of the month of April, and I think we're going to have GDP come out soon, right, Tracker?
That's right. Today's a big day for some various economic data releases as well as some earnings reports. ADP reported at 8:15. I don't have the results for that. The GDP, gross domestic product, is releasing in about a minute, as well as the employment cost index and core PCE, personal consumption expenditure index, releases at 8:30. That's the one that everyone looks at because the Fed watches that for adjusting rates. The NAR pending home sales index at 10 a.m. and the Chicago PMI producer manufacturing index at 15 minutes. I'm sorry, 15 minutes after the open, 9:45 a.m. And then today reporting is Microsoft, Meta, Robinhood, all these aftermarket close. Qualcomm after hour. Caterpillar reported pre-market and is up slightly now. And Humana reported pre-market and is up quite a bit this morning, about 7%, I believe I remember. All right, and so with
Yeah.
that, let's. I guess just a quick word. At the end of the month, a lot of times it's really interesting to see the monthly candles close right where we need to see them go to end the month. And then tomorrow, the first day of the month, it can go wild because they've got the whole month for it to settle down. So tomorrow could be a high volatility day, but it could be high volatility in a good direction.
Yeah. And I guess we got that reaction for the market right now. We can see the pre-market for the SPY. It's just bouncing around between like -4, -3. So we'll see if it really does have any kind of an impact there. And I guess the U.S. economy shrunk by 0.3% in the first quarter as Trump policy uncertainty weighed on businesses. So there was a little bit of a shrinkage there. So let's see how the reaction plays out. So with that said, I'm going
It
to just look at the
shrinks
monthly candles. What's that?
like a frightened turtle. It shrinks.
It's
Oh,
shrinking.
that's a Seinfeld episode.
Oh, yeah. Because you went swimming in the cold water or something.
The water was so cold.
All right, so the SPY, I'm going to look at the monthly candles just to show you guys what's developing. So this monthly candle is shaping up to potentially try to close above both the monthly conversion line and the 1.414 fib again. So we have no loss of trend if that did happen, right? Because it's been maintaining that monthly conversion line really ever since October of 2023. It kind of closed like right on it last time, a little bit below, but we are reclaiming that. And I think it has that potential to stay above it today. So let's watch that 547.52. We'll watch the 548.25 and look where pre-market is right now. It's right in that zone. So I don't think this sell-off is really going to accelerate because it looks like it wants to hold monthly levels right on time for the month of May to probably continue the uptrend in the market. So QQQ, similar situation, except it's below the conversion line, but it did close pretty massively underneath it last time. So it's not really a surprise. But the biggest thing to pay attention to this is really the 1.272 fib, and it's staying above it, right? The 465.03. And there has not been a monthly candle close below that since June of 2024. So almost 1 year it's been maintaining this fib since it broke out month over month over month. All these back tests could not close below it, and the trend is looking like it wants to stay alive today. So I think this is a good development for everything here, and not too concerned about the sell off in the morning because it's just going back to support now, and it's not breaking support levels. And this is a good development. And the IWM, we can see that price is looking like it's going to maintain the cloud as a support. That's around 192, 193, that zone. And if that does maintain that for a monthly candle close, then that'll be fantastic for the continuation higher as well. So a big breakout of the cloud happened basically in February of 2024, and a huge back test with a big wick for this month, and it's still maintaining that level. So, despite all the uncertainty out there, the monthly candles are not looking too bad at all. Support levels are holding, and this is kind of a good setup for the future. And I think, in my personal humble opinion, dips are for buying, and that includes even today back down to these support zones. So don't really care about the sell off. I think it's just a normal reaction going back to support, retesting that. And with that, we can go to Bitcoin, just take a look at the reaction in the markets. And I just wanted to show the 4 hour chart really, because I've been watching this 4 hour chart over and over again, and it's been maintaining it's been maintaining the conversion line and the baseline and the 50 period average on the 4 hour chart and even the cloud. So even through all this volatility that we're seeing pre-market right now, it's still maintaining levels very, very perfectly. And if we actually look at the monthly candle for Bitcoin, we can see that all it did for the past 3 months in a row was go right through that conversion line 3 months in a row, a little bit lower each month, but it reclaimed it each month. And now this is a very, very nice candle formation on the monthly chart. It's essentially like a morning star candle formation on the monthly chart, looking for the potential to continue towards the 100,000. So Bitcoin looks extremely bullish on the high time frame, and any kind of back test would be a very good opportunity.
Oh yeah, I love the look at Bitcoin and that lower time scale chart. It really looks like it's just kind of it's just going. It's not consolidating. It's like it's barcoding, and the Bollinger Band's getting really squeezy. And I think I'm hoping it takes up against it.
Yeah,
Um,
things are looking
yeah,
really, really nice
yeah.
for crypto.
Here's my test. Yeah, Golden Parachute says Tesla pre-market. Yikes. But look, it's really just higher, low, higher. Well, then kind of in a triangle here. It still made a higher high, and it's a higher low still. So it's definitely going in a positive direction. I was looking for an ABC pullback to culminate yesterday, but it went sideways for so long yesterday. I think same thing. I think Bitcoin, it's just kind of making this sideways action before it takes off again. So I'm just looking forward to the next. Wait, not this chart. Yeah, the one with the big green arrow on it. I showed you guys before, I published it before, sort of a 382, 236, 618 kind of action. So 319.03 next. Maybe it comes back to 279 after that. I don't know if it even has to. Maybe. Well, anyway, if it goes 319 and then whatever comes back to 278, and then 383 for the 6.8 ABC up as a retrace and reaction to the big move down from the 488 high. So it's like bam, and then ABC, just like this. Like I read in here. That's what I'm looking for overall. Tesla looks like it feels like everything now the bottom is in, and we're moving into the heart of the third wave now. So everything lower than these 236s, wherever prices, and Tesla is just getting over its 236. These are good places to buy in. All right, let's see. And then, yeah, here's Bitcoin, where again, you just turn on the Bollinger Band. Nope, not on this one. Sorry. Turn on the Bollinger Band, and it really is getting kind of squeezy on the, I think, a 4 hour chart. Yeah, look at that. It's getting very tight in here. All right. Well, let's make sure when we do requests today, we'll try to do ones we haven't done in the last 3 days. I see a lot of repeats. Most of these charts aren't going to change from like one day to the next. So
Yeah.
I think I'll take on Starbucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna just show my Tesla
Yeah,
chart
go
real
ahead.
quick.
Oh yeah, please go ahead. Of course.
So yeah, Tesla, all it's doing pre-market, guys, is maybe going back to the 50-week moving average right here, maybe 280. So this is a breakout of resistance. So we gotta remember that, right? huge bullish engulfing candle, cut through multiple levels of support. It went down to back test the 702 already, and now it's going back again to try to go touch maybe the 50-week moving average, maybe a little bit lower. Who knows? But this is a breakout of support and our breakout of resistance flipping to support. So this is a bullish structure. Now, this is actually one of the most bullish things you can think of, because whenever you see a big bullish engulfing candle cut through so many different resistance levels, it usually has a continuation higher after a back test. So that's how we're doing. And this week is still in process, right? This is a weekly candle, still in process. So this is has potential to go through that 280 again, maybe a little bit lower, but I think in the weeks to come we will see the continuation higher. So normal reaction, in my opinion, to what's happening with Tesla. So no yikes for me. All right, well, let you go to your S Bucks. Time to get a S Bucks. I'm already drinking a coffee, but I think you're muted, Tracker.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm doing a Starbucks right now. I'm just kind of whipping up a new chart here. I think let's do one from this low down here at 353. Let me just make sure this says 353. To this high of 126.32. No. I wanted to do this one. Sorry. 99.72. And I think I got that. Almost. All right. And then to this low of 49.97. Sorry, this is how I get penny accuracy. And so it looks like after the wave 1, wave 2 is over, it went 764, 236, and it's trying to regain the 382. So I like this for the 1382 next. Let me just change this to the 764 template. Apparently I did this on a log scale one point. Try something out. Yeah, so it looks like it did 764 back to the 236. So it's going to go to the 1382 or the 1236 next for the heart of the third wave. But let's do a 1382 to the 2382. So yeah, I think Starbucks does look like a good place to enter in. From here to just retest at 76 is 45% higher. He's 116% higher. So yeah, it looks like an excellent place for Starbucks, I would say. He kind of did this triangle here, did a fake out, and then went back down inside this triangle area again, but never hit the bottom. I'm gonna take that off. There you go, Starbucks to 182.95 next. After some resistance at the 109 and then 123.51. He's fibs on the right. All right.
Alrighty.
What else?
Let's see what else is out there.
UNH.
Oh yeah, there's that wolf for you if you want the WOLF.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the other one. So
We haven't
just
done that in a
UNH.
while.
No, I'll do that. We did UNH yesterday, so just again from here, looking for it. It'll have resistance around 523, and then should get to at least 589.37 next. And then wolf speed. Okay, this one's sort of tough. It did make a lower low. The last time I charted this, I don't know now. It's looking kind of sketchy. That's a 206 low. If 206 was its bottom and it doesn't go any lower, man. Okay, then look for 382.236.618. So it should get over this, the 11.4 is what I've been using more often, but anyway. Look for resistance at 35, but then it gets over it to 55.64. I mean, yeah, just I would go small in this because it's having a tough time. I would not put a lot of money in this right now. But, wow, 1,400% if it does go up to the 382, 800% if it goes to the 35.16 area. Let's see. We did PNW and Hood yesterday. The DXY dollar. Did you do it?
I got I got SMCI on deck real quick. So
Yeah, you go right ahead.
let me just so yeah, they had some kind of stuff yesterday, right? And we can see that it went down pre-market or post-market, and now it's continuing to go down pre-market. And we can see that the 200-week moving average is still at 2703, and this fib right here, the 236, 2742. So everything that's been happening has been kind of normal to me. So it held all that market symmetry, the 45-degree angle, and it bounced then right up to all of this big resistance zone, the 50-week moving average, this 618 fib, all of that got rejected, came back down, came back up to massive resistance. Even the conversion line got hit right there yesterday, right? And rejected. So just a big rejection of resistance over and over again every time it comes back up. So kind of what's happening pre-market is understandable. And yeah, if you're looking for a continuation higher, then this 2742 zone, $27 zone is really going to need to hold because it's going to be the higher lows is going to be necessary for going higher. If it ever starts to close underneath that, then I think it's just going to continue going lower, right? So it's got to be one level at a time with this. And in order for any hope to stay alive with SMCI, it's really got to continue making higher lows. So that's really the prerequisite of it, which means it's still intact, right? And it still can go a little bit lower, but ideally it needs to stabilize in this zone coming quickly around 27 bucks.
All right. I do have the DXY chart right here. This is a monthly look at the dollar and just a reminder of like how strong the dollar was back in 1985, and then how weak it was in 2008 with the financial collapse. But you know, it looks like it's definitely in this sort of this downward trend. On the monthly chart for the battleground to be somewhere around where this moving average 75 just crossed under it, right? So it's looked like it's definitely weakening. Um, let's go to the weekly chart and pull up these pivot points. Pivot points probably give you the best uh, if you're trading in the DXYZ. You're going to want to look at these pivot points, and I'd say, yeah, this is the wow. The weekly and the daily are right on top of each other. That's why it's hard to read. But your support level right now is 99.15, and let's see, the best it could rise to for we'll see what the next month says, but 100.2, and then the lowest it might go would be 98.35 for today, and or even this week. All right, sorry, I don't trade the DXYZ, so that probably didn't come out very salient, but that was my attempt at it. ATKR. Oh, here's one. Oh, I did this once. Okay. Looks like I thought it might be doing an ABC down, but it might have bottomed. If it bottomed, then not quite enough data for it to bottom. I mean, for me to do a projection upwards. Let's just say I saw this one just keep still going lower, so I was be like kind of careful of that. But if the bottom is in, then from this bottom to that top. No, I did it backwards again, or just reverse it. All right. Hmm. 382, 236, 618. So just to retest, put the 11.4 in here because that one's been coming into play a lot with this after this correction we just had. 0.114 retrace. Look for resistance at 66.46, which actually it's already encountered once here on the weekly chart, even here on the daily chart. Let me extend these to the right. So yeah, if it can get over 66.46, the next resistance is 84.15, which should then become support, and it should go to 105.33 back to 84.15 and up to 139.57. So your risk reward is definitely, I would stop below 58.93, and then yeah, to the A wave up would be 65% improvement. So there you go. Yeah, not a lot of activity in there's not a lot of institutional buying on this yet. All right.
I got some
Go ahead. Take one.
PBF. Yeah, so PBF, I did take a look at this chart before, and it finally went back down to the 50% level, and that was the 1479. It did wick through it, and it held. And I think it has potential to go up a little bit higher, but that conversion line above around 1815 or so is going to be getting in the way of resistance. So it could be just range bound in the meantime. But if you do go to the monthly chart and you just take a look at the Bollinger Band here, we can see that it nailed the bottom of the Bollinger Band too this month, and it has been nailing it as a downtrend the whole time. So could this be a bottoming formation that I was looking for? Like a previous resistance zone in the past in 2021, flipping to support? I think it is possible, right? So if you're going to be looking to long this stock, I think you got to just understand it must hold 1479 to have this continuation higher. It is above it currently, but we do see that there is a lot of resistance above on the way up, starting at like 18, then 20, then 22. So it's got some stages to break through, but I think if it maintains that 1479 $15 support, then I think it possibly can actually break through, because the previous resistance area flip to support does look pretty enticing for a potential bottom.
All right, I've got Unity Software up here. Last time we looked at this, the price was higher and the bottom looked higher, but now it made a little bit lower bottom, but it's got a higher high and a higher low. So I can do this like fib extension now off the bottom. Let's try, it's at the 382 now, but it really looks like it wants to go to the 50 at least. Let's try, let's try 618.236. 618.236, 764.2236. Just from where the Ichimoku cloud is right now, it really looks like it's kind of going to have trouble getting over this 50% fib extension. It's right here at 24.48. I don't know. It seems like it should oscillate over that though, but maybe look for this 24.48 and then back to possibly 1965. So from where price is right now, maybe it moves another 9.5% higher. If it could get a little higher, that'd be better though. 19% higher. And then from where price is now to the wave 3 top is about 70% higher. But entering in now, you do stand a chance of it falling back and retesting 1965 at some point here. So, not a terrible place to enter, but just keep in mind it could drop as much as.
Yeah, I wanted to address a question
12%
that
before it's over and said.
Are you finished? I'm not sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to address a question about the Qs. Is it time to hedge at these levels for the QQQs? I think, like I mentioned before, it's right at monthly support, really, the 465.03. So hedging at a monthly, especially support, like if it's like a 4-hour support or a weekly or a daily support, then maybe. But this is a monthly support level that's 1.272 fib. So just hedging at a monthly support doesn't really make sense in my eyes, right? If you're gonna hedge, it's basically after it like breaks a massive support, like it did up at the 1.414. Once it started breaking that, then you could hedge on the way down, right? But this time, I think it's just not smart to do that, simply for the fact that it could easily just stabilize here and go higher, right? The time to hedge is usually on a break of support, and you think it's going to just collapse or at resistance, right? That's a good time to hedge as well. But when it's maintaining monthly support, and today is the monthly candle close, and it's still maintaining at pre-market, right? 466.76. It just doesn't make sense for me to hedge at that point. But I did have another chart as well, SE, and I wanted to point out with SE, it's at again level right now. Pre-market, it's 130.70, and it's looking like a massive resistance, right? A massive resistance. And the reason why, the monthly chart, you can see the monthly candles, it has not closed a monthly candle above that green level since it broke down basically back in February of 2022. And it doesn't look like it's going to change that trend because it's even below it pre-market right now. Sure, it closed yesterday above it, but the monthly candle close is what I'm looking at. So if it can't close this month above it again, then that's going to be 3 months in a row not closing above it, and that could lead to a potential to even going back down to like this 113 zone again, or even gravitating to this 45-degree angle again in the past, right? And that 45-degree angle was a big zone where it was a bearish engulfing candle cutting right through it. Then it was like a resistance right here for a little bit of time, and then it broke out. So a back test of that would be kind of normal. So I would be cautious here because the trend has been it can't close above it. So if it can't close above it, it might need to go lower first before trying to break out.
Yeah, do us a favor and ask us again tomorrow after we get the monthly candle close. I'd like to see if it closes above or below. It's on the cusp of greatness or abject failure.
pretty much. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right, I've got Archer Aviation here, ACHR. I looked at this one this week, but this one's really great. Like, contrary to some other stocks, like, yeah, it did great in December, and then it hit its peak in January after a lot of other ones were falling. But then it did fall back to 541, and I'm still looking for just like the 382, 236, first. So here it is on its way to 955. Look for 955 to be resistance. If it can get more than halfway, like 10, 16, 10, might go to 1084 or even higher. But let's just watch this first. It really was a rocket ship before, so I don't know. At least 955 next, and then possibly higher. But ask me again after we get over 955. If it stops at 955, it goes back to 797, and then on to 1882. So this one could peak out and then drop as much as 18%. But if you happen to road it out, it should give you at least 105% higher net from here, and possibly to the 1382 or about 120% higher. If it makes it all the way 764. So yeah, I like ACHR from here. And you can see there's a lot of institutional buying accumulating here on the weekly charts. It's over 50%, and it's right at 10% retail, over 50% in the red for the institutional buyers. All right, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I got Soxel, and I just want to focus on the GAN and the monthly chart here for Soxel. And it looks nice, right? It looks like this support wants to hold the blue level of the GAN. That's around like this is round up, maybe around $10, right? So if it's like a $10 stock, then or ETF, then that would be kind of its floor. And it has been maintaining that basically since 2022. And it's kind of been stuck in between the GAN levels for a while. So it the top in 2021, right back to the blue level in 2022, then right back up to the green level again in 2024. And then there we are again. So it's been like ping ponging. What's that game called where it goes boom, boom, boom? I don't even know, but I'm sure you know, Trekker. I can't remember. Pong, I guess. Yeah, maybe Pong.
the old ColecoVision Pong.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, where it's
Yeah.
just going up and down. So I think the closer it gets down to the $10 range, I think the better your risk reward. So, like I said, like even Soxel is not in danger of losing its high time frame support either. So when you look at the high time frame support of everything, even with this pre-market nonsense, nothing's really in danger of breaking it. So I still maintain my conviction that dips like these are for buying because they don't look scary anymore, right? Things that did look scary before have stabilized, and all they're doing is going back and retesting support today with this GDP news and whatnot. So still not scared. Things look fine.
All right. There's a request for coin on the short term. I feel like I did this recently or before. So I've got a bunch of stuff thrown on here. Um, but yeah, I'd say coin. Yeah, let's try a little like fib extension work from here. I kind of like the way this Ichimoku cloud's going. I believe it's the no, it's not the daily cloud. I think it's no, it's not the 8-hour cloud. Is it the weekly cloud? It's the weekly cloud. All right, so this is the weekly cloud that I drew. Let's look at the 8-hour chart. 8-hour support is way down here, but the weekly seems to just want to get back up. I'm expecting once it got on 138.56, it's already gotten past 11.4. It's right on the cusp of the 23.6. It failed the first time, but maybe the next time it'll get above it. So looking for at least the 382 here. Let's do see, under the 50%. Let's just be conservative. 382,236, but I really feel like it wants to. No, I'm not going to be conservative. Let's look for 297.66 next. But to do a short-term chart from this low to uh, this, uh, this low. All right, so then now it looks like it got to on the smaller fib extension, it got to the 50% level, back to the 236. I think it should go to the 100% level at 251.31. Which gets it almost to the 382. Let's see. So I'm working with really tiny little things here. 50%. Maybe it goes to 192.88 and then 269.35, 233.26, and then 345.83 before it pulls back. So let me just get rid of these because that might be confusing. But yeah, for the short term, look for this. Look for 213.07 to 192.88 to 269.35 to 223.26. And then by then it might be done with the 1.2 and 345.83. But by the time it gets up to here, I'm looking for. Sorry, I know it's a lot of numbers, but that's how I look at it on the short term. Maybe coin gets a little pullback before going higher.
Very, very nice. Yeah, I think I'll do one more before I run away. I'll do some PTON too. I see you have it loaded up.
Okay,
But
I do.
here's my PTON. Yeah, here's my PTON, and it was approaching this important level up here, right? The 719, the 236, the 0.236, and the orange level of my GAN, and it got pretty close to that, and it has been a resistance ever since it broke below back in March of 2025. So we are basically at in a range between this 45-degree angle and this big resistance zone around 720. So we'll see if it can really break through that, but if not, it might just be range bound. We can put on the Ichimoku just to see where that lies to. It is above the cloud, so that looks favorable for the bulls, right above the conversion line finally too. And we can see it maybe trying to build a base on top of this 630 zone here. And if so, I think it can finally break above. So yeah, PTON actually looks like it wants to start breaking more and more resistance levels now that it's back above the cloud, now that it's back above the conversion line, and the 45-degree angle holding strong. So I think it can be bullish, and possibly, yeah, 630s could be an opportunity for a chance of breaking all this resistance above.
Yep, I've got my uh, take on Peloton here. Peloton. Looks like I'm going to go for the 382,236 again because that's how this weekly chart, Ichimoku cloud, is kind of going here too. And there's that, the baseline here. So yeah, look for resistance at 776, test back to 656, then goes on to 1476 up here. So I've got so many of these. I can get rid of that one. There we go. Yeah, just like this. Take a screenshot as soon as I pull this into range. Just like that. That's what I think. Oh, and then percentage-wise, I always like to look at these. So it's kind of right in the area it's gonna be arguing. It could go up 11.5% and then run back down. But from where price is right now to where the wave 3 top, I think, might go is 113% higher. 122% if you happen to catch it right at the wave 2 bottom. All right, that's it for our show today. Kramer had a special 20th anniversary show last night. Oh, I'll have to take a look. All right. Yeah, that's all we got time for, I guess. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, no problem. And we'll see how these monthly candles close. But so far, things are not looking too scary out there. They're just looking pretty normal. So just take it one day at a time and do not panic at support because in history, if history is any proof, they tend to make you feel very scared at those levels just to reverse it later on.
Yep. Buy it when there's blood in the streets. No one wants it. That's when you want it.
Nope. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow then.
Yep. And then, yeah, ask us again about some of those ones that are right on the cusp, and we'll see how that monthly candle closed out.
For sure.
Take it easy, everybody.
All right. Take care. Bye bye.